Hey YouTube, what's good? It is your girl Dom, and I'm back with another video. In this video we got 5 mysterious unsolved cases, bro. I thought this would be dope. Just to look at. I like watching these videos anyway, so I figured, you know what I'm saying? Let's throw these on there, see what see what they do. But anyway, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get into it, bro.
Five Mysterious Unsolved Cases, Part 7.
Faith
Hedgepeth was a member of the
that one.
Holloway Native American tribe, an honor student who earned a scholarship.
I sound like a little elementary school student trying to sound this shit.
To the University of North Carolina.
Hedgepeth, I'm high, bro. Don't judge me. Fuck.
When she was bludgeoned to death in 2012 at 19 years old.
Damn.
It was a shocking waste of young life, and her killer has never been caught. Thanks to texts and technology, we have a pretty clear timeline of Faith's movements in the hours before her death. The night of September 6th, 2012, she went to a club called The Thrill on East Rosemary Street with her roommate, Karina Rosario. The club's surveillance cameras show the two women leaving at 2:30 a.m. Karina was feeling sick, so Faith put her to bed at 3 a.m. and texted friend Brandon Edwards, saying, quote, "Hey B, can you come over here please? Karina needs you more than you know. Please let her know you care." When he didn't answer, Karina called Jordan McCrary, a UNCCH soccer player she knew, and at 4:25 a.m., he drove over to collect her. She left the apartment door unlocked with Faith sleeping inside.
So you just gonna leave the house and leave the door unlocked with your friend inside and she already sick? Bro, that's sus as shit though. You a shitty ass friend. I would never fucking do that.
Karina and Jordan went to 103 West Longview Street, Chapel Hill, and stayed there until the next morning. Karina returned home at 11 a.m. with her friend Marisol Rangel, and they found Faith in her bedroom, bloodied, her body hanging off of the bed.
It's her fault. Fuck you mean?
Wearing only a black shirt which was pulled up over her head. Karina immediately called 911. Here's a snippet from the call.
So you going...
As a vampire,
Nah. Before we get into that shit,
just very,
hold up.
very slow.
So you mean to tell me you going text some dude was talking about, hey, she needs you now more than ever. Can you come show her that you care? And then you gonna leave her and then leave the door unlocked? That sound like a setup as fuck, bro. Fuck out of here. They set that girl up.
Dial 911. Where is your emergency?
I just walked into my apartment and my friend was just like completely unconscious.
Okay, what's your address, ma'am?
I live at Halter at the View.
Give me the address.
I just moved here. I'm about to get it.
So you mean to tell me you don't know your address? This bitch lying, bro. Like, yo, this bitch. I just came into my apartment and. Shut up. Bro, like. She's a fucking liar.
Oh my god.
Okay, you say your friend is unconscious?
She ain't mentioned no blood.
I just walked in the apartment and there looks like there's blood everywhere.
Okay, listen to me.
I don't know. I don't want to touch her, but
Listen to me. Is she breathing?
I don't know.
You need to check and see. Is she breathing?
Kate, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, listen to me.
There's blood everywhere.
She should have said, see,
911.
nah, bro, that shit's so fucking sus, bro. Cause she should have mentioned it, but she talking about she's unconscious. You should have said that I I just came home and my friend is laying on the bed and there's blood everywhere. And she's not moving. Get here now. Huh?
The call was strange, although this could be put down to shock.
Nah,
She
fuck
never
that.
said Faith's name. She refused to check if Faith was breathing, and she didn't ever explicitly ask for help. The police arrived on the scene and a criminal investigation began. The
Yeah,
autopsy
'cause she
noted
did that shit.
Faith had cuts and bruising on her head and face, a chipped tooth, extensive bruising on her legs, right arm and hand, and her skull was
She got
fractured.
set up by that bitch.
Police also collected semen from Faith's body, which they believed belonged to her killer. The cause of death was recorded as blunt force trauma to the head due to bleeding, likely a result of being hit by an empty rum bottle in the apartment.
They hit this bitch with a
There was
Bacardi
also
bottle?
a white paper bag next to Faith's body. Written on the bag in capital letters was the message, "I'm not stupid, but jealous." Suspicion immediately fell on Eric Takoy Jones, Karina's abusive ex-boyfriend. Faith had helped her friend to file a restraining order against him, and Jones resented this. At one point, he had reportedly threatened to kill her. Karina's restraining order listed multiple violent incidents and times when Jones broke into Faith and Karina's apartment. The night before Faith's murder, he posted on Facebook, "Dear Lord, forgive me for all of my sins and the sins I may commit today."
And bro, I'm telling you, that girl set her up. How you gonna leave your apartment with the door unlocked? Then when you call the 911, you don't know your address. You don't mention that she's covered in blood right away. You talking about she's unconscious.
Protect me from the
She did
girls
it. She
who
set
don't
that bitch
deserve
up.
me, and the ones who wish me dead today. This all seemed damning, and yet when the police took his DNA, it did not match what was collected from Faith's body.
It was the dude she
In fact,
texted, bro.
Police tested all the men that Faith and Karina interacted with that evening, and they were all cleared. Within days, there was a $29,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. But this still did not produce any results.
Bro, ask the friend.
Investigators have a voicemail which Faith left on a friend's phone that evening. It sounds like an exchange between Faith, a male and a female caught on an accidental pocket dial. Although the voicemail is very unclear, Crime Watch Daily hired audio expert Arlo West, who specializes in enhancing such recordings.
Alright,
He
play
claimed
it.
he could hear Faith crying for help, while the male says, "I think she's dying," and the female says, "Do it anyhow." They call each other Eric and Rosie. West is convinced
Why'd
that
y'all
this is
spell it
recording
Eric with a
of
K?
Faith's death. However, it was time-stamped at 1:23 a.m., when Faith would have been in the Thrill nightclub. Music in the background further supports this, though West argues that timestamps are often inaccurate, and he does not agree that the background noise is that of a nightclub. Here is a sample of what Arlo claims he could hear in the recording. A link to the full voicemail is in the description.
Bruh. You can't really tell.
Reporter Tom Gasparotto.
You can, how did you get that all that? I mean, I need to hear that again.
The link to the full voicemail is in the description.
That's definitely a song, but like you really, I don't understand how he needs to play the enhanced version. That's the one I want to hear, because you can't tell any of that shit from that. Because this is the reading that making you biased about, because that's what he said is they're saying. But that's why I had to look away and just, try to listen to it. You can't understand what the fuck is going on, ain't it? You can't understand that shit.
News and Observer reporter Tom Gasparoli has covered this case extensively since 2012, and he often zeroed in on Karina's odd behavior in the 911 call.
Man, telling you she did it.
Someone in Faith's social group committed the murder.
It was her friend, bro.
People. DNA tested 750 of those, and
Damn.
reportedly narrowed a pool of 1,000 possible suspects down to 10. Karina Rosario has now left North Carolina and has said very little about the case since then.
Cause she did.
Gasparoli wrote in 2017 that she was still cooperating with police. He claims that investigators do believe there is more information she can tell them.
Because she set her
is
up.
ready to share what she knows, if anything, this case will
She ain't gonna say
mystery.
shit. She ain't gonna say shit because she did it, bro. I don't believe that she was with the dude. Like, she had to have an alibi. That's why she left with the boy. You know what I'm saying? She sent the text to whoever. Whoever she sent that text to, like, she needs you now more than ever. That was the code to go kill this, you know what I'm saying? To go get this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Bro, I'm telling you. She ain't shit.
I'm going to show you how to use the
I'm going to show you how I mute
extension. You can compare the prices on Amazon to other popular retailers.
This should be funny. I make myself laugh. Ariana Fitz. I can say this name easily.
Fitz and her 32-year-old mother, Nicole Fitz, were reported missing on April 5th, 2016 in San Francisco, California. We know the fate of one of them, but not the other. During November 2015, Nicole needed to move out of her apartment, so she started working overtime and overnight shifts to save up for a deposit for a new place. Nicole was forced to crash on friends' sofas during the week and commute 2 hours to work at Best Buy in San Francisco. So she left Ariana with a babysitter, Helena Martin, or her sister, Ciolo Hearn, in an attempt to give her daughter some stability. Nicole trusted the sisters, and they had an informal babysitting/foster care arrangement, which came to an end when Nicole's co-worker, Goyette Williams, invited her and Ariana to move into her apartment. This new place was close to Nicole's work, but miles away from Helena and Ciolo, and they were reluctant to return the toddler. Nicole contacted them in mid-March, ready to pick up Ariana. She was unpleasantly surprised to find the sisters had taken her daughter to Disneyland without her permission. By this point, Nicole was keen to have her daughter back in her care. On the night of April 1st, 2016, Nicole took out $600 from an ATM and told Goyette, quote, "I have to meet my babysitter. She's over at some restaurant on 3rd Street."
First of all, I don't see anything like wrong with her, taking the little girl to Disney, like, I'm saying, but she should have informed the mom. The mom should have went too. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't think she should have went without her. That's what I think should have happened. I don't see nothing wrong with wanting to take her. They just did it the wrong way.
She's upset. I need to go see if she's okay. Nicole said she would return in 5 minutes, but Williams woke up the next morning to an
$600?
empty house and a text from Nicole saying she was driving to Fresno with a friend named Sam. Goyette was confused because Nicole had never mentioned a friend called Sam. She asked for more details, but Nicole never answered. Then, at 1:13 a.m. on April 2nd, someone posted on Nicole's Facebook, "Spending time with my 3-year-old. Need this break." Break was spelled B-R-A-K-E. Ariana was 2.5, not 3, and friends say that neither of these are mistakes Nicole would make. Nicole didn't return home and never showed up for work. By April 5th,
Somebody
her
else
friends and
posted
family
it.
were extremely worried and contacted police. Nicole's younger sister, Tess, suspected the sisters immediately. She thought they had compelled Nicole to withdraw the $600.
Yeah, that
She
sound about
elaborated,
right.
quote, "I wouldn't have been surprised if they were like, 'Give us the money you owe us and we'll bring you your kid.'"
That sound about
Tess
right.
had also noted that many people were commenting on the missing post about Nikki and Ariana, and not once did they, referring to the sisters. Tess and Nicole's friend Claire actually drove to Helena and Ciolo's house in unsuccessful attempts to find them. But after a week of this, on April 8th, they received the worst news. Nicole's body was discovered in a shallow grave in John McLaren Park, curled up
In a park?
fetal position and covered with a piece of plywood. Commander Greg McEachern said, quote, "The plywood has markings on it. We hope someone will recognize. It is our belief that the person brought the board with them."
That looked like an imposter upside down. I like, what in the fuck? You mean to tell me they weren't even trying to find her? That's fucked up, bro.
Ariana was still missing.
You know
Now
why?
police suspicion fell on Ciolo and Helena, especially when they discovered that Helena had served 6 years in jail for killing the father of her children back in 2001. The San Francisco police told the media the sisters were uncooperative in the investigation and provided inconsistent statements. The SFPD searched 3 residences belonging to the Hearn family and seized over 30,000 pieces of evidence, but still found no sign of Ariana.
They probably
A
sold
month
that
after
baby.
Nicole's body was found, there had yet to be any arrests, so her former employer, Best Buy, put up
That's
a
fucked up.
$10,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of Ariana. Sadly, the years have passed and that reward is untouched. Ariana, who would now be 5 years old, remains missing, and her mother's murder remains unsolved. The suspected sisters have never been prosecuted. They still live in the Bay Area and reject all media requests for interviews. But Nicole's friends and family keep the search alive for Ariana on social media.
That's so
They
fucked
vow
up,
to
bro.
never stop hunting for Ariana, now that her mom is no longer here to look out for her.
They just going. It's so fucked up.
Great, okay.
It's so fucked up that
Okay.
things is the
You
way
know what?
they are.
Why don't you just play along with one
But
of
they
our
probably
songs?
killed their mom.
Lyrics and chords all there.
And sold that
Let's do
pretty little
Voldemort under my
girl.
headscarf.
Oh, sorry. Did you say Voldemort under my headscarf?
That shit's
Yeah.
so fucked up.
You got a
bro.
problem with my lyrics?
People ain't shit, man. People in this world really fucked up and really do
This
fucked
case
up
is
shit.
more elusive than the others, in large part due to the victim's uncommunicative nature. 25-year-old Taryn Olson Carlisle was known to go
He looks
off
a little
the grid,
gay.
but would always check in via occasional text messages from third-party phones to wish happy birthdays and happy holidays. He was reported missing to Las Vegas police on March 2nd, 2017, and since then, no one has heard anything from him, nor has there been any activity on his bank account. On the day Taryn went missing, police obtained surveillance video from a business in the 3900 block of South Buffalo Drive, near Flamingo Road. The video shows two men arriving in a black SUV. They casually exit the vehicle, and one of the men moves toward the back of the car and retrieves a bag. He strolls through the parking lot towards a large metal trash container, and then dumps this bag. Nothing suspicious there, until police retrieved the bag and found clothing inside containing
Why were they looking at dude throwing trash away? Like, why would that matter? I don't understand.
Taryn Olson Carlisle's blood and a pair of rubber gloves. Investigators want to identify and interview the men in the video because they most likely have information and may know what happened, but unfortunately, they have never come forward. At first, detectives were hesitant to share the surveillance video in case Olson Carlisle simply didn't want to speak with his loved ones, but the more time went by with no word from him, the more investigators suspected the worst. Metro Lieutenant Dan McGrath said, "Nobody's heard from him at all, which is very unusual." Taryn's silence, plus this worrying video, persuaded investigators to pass the case on to the LVMPD homicide section. It is sobering to know that even in this digital age, where surveillance cameras...
So they couldn't find no fingerprints on that dumpster?
GPS systems are built into so much domestic technology. Someone like Taryn can simply disappear without a trace. The search...
Taryn looks gay.
Continues.
I'm just saying. My gaydar is going way off on the... Hey, don't judge me. I'm gay too. I don't give a fuck. I know what the fuck I see.
You got it. Stay there. You got this.
Janina Vasquez did not...
It's not
have
cool
an
that
easy
he's
life,
disappeared,
and
child.
as if that were not bad enough, her death remains a mystery to her family and everyone familiar with her case. 27-year-old Vasquez suffered from what is described as a seizure disorder, which was compounded by chronic pains sustained after a previous traffic accident. Due to her pre-existing health condition, Vasquez, who lived with her parents in Overland Park, Missouri, did not drive and was incapable of walking even moderate distances. On February 11, 2015, Janina texted her parents to say she was meeting friends Alan and Nicole and she would be out for the night. Her mother, Jenny Cochran, realized that this was unusual for her daughter, who apparently had very few friends, but although she was unaware of Alan and Nicole,
she can't walk.
she was pleased her daughter had acquired something of a social life.
So will she go out in a wheelchair?
The February 11th text was the last communication Cochran had with her daughter alive.
So somebody
8
just
days
texted her
later,
from the
Janina's
phone.
body was found in an enclosed part of Richard Berkeley Riverfront Park at the bottom of a 25-foot well. How the body got there remains a mystery, even more so because police have ruled the death as an accident. There are several inconsistencies with the ruling of an accidental death. The chronology of events suggests something entirely different may have occurred. The facts are, when Vasquez failed to return home the next day, her mother contacted the police. According to the investigators, Janina's cell phone was used on February 11th near an intersection in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And according to Cochran, this was an area of the city Vasquez rarely visited. Surveillance camera footage shows Janina leaving the Isle of Capri Casino alone at 7:40 p.m. on February 12th and getting into a red car. This took place...
Wait a minute, I thought she couldn't walk. I'm confused.
Miles away from the position her cell phone last pinged. The same red vehicle was seen 3 hours later on surveillance camera footage near the park where her body was found. The park is immediately next to the casino on the banks of the Missouri River. Given her physical limitations, it seems unlikely that Vasquez could have negotiated the obstructions and difficulties necessary in order to end up in the park well. she would have had to climb over a high fence and lift a heavy door just to get to the well, let alone doing so without some sort of assistance. When Vasquez's body was found, her injuries consisted of severe trauma to the back of the head, consistent with a heavy blow. Both her wrists were broken, which is consistent with a heavy fall. Her bra, underwear, and socks were missing, along with the bag she was last seen carrying. Her phone was in one of her boots, and her identification...
My brother just walked in wearing the mask, you know, the facial masks.
material was found in the other boot. Months after her body was found, police revealed that Janina made a 911 call on February 12th, but allegedly the line was so poor it was impossible to understand what she was saying. Police could only tell the call was coming from a local park. Investigators searched the park but found nothing. The official ruling of an accidental death throws up far more questions than answers.
How is it accident
We are being
if you
asked to
can
believe
clearly...
that Vasquez was driven to the park in which she died by an unknown person, scaled a high fence, opened a heavy door, removed most of her clothing in freezing temperatures, then accidentally fell down a 25-foot well. And apparently
Exactly.
she made a 911 call for no discernible reason the day after she went missing. Surely a 911 call suggests a person in distress, about to become a victim of a crime, or
Like, come
who is
on.
witnessing a potential crime. It is possible to dial 911 accidentally, but when the person doing so is found deceased, most people would suggest that is a coincidence too far.
That's not a
Janina's
coincidence at
family
all.
is still searching for answers.
That's crazy. How in the fuck did they rule? I don't want to see.
These are Smile Direct Club aligners. They're laser cut for comfort to gently straighten teeth under a doctor's direction.
Do the
They can turn a
stupidest
smile
shit.
like this into
How
a
is it an
smile like
accident?
this
How is it
in
an
as little as
accident?
4 to
They should
6
eat up
months
bottom of
for
the
less
world.
than
Like, for real,
$3 a
for
day.
real.
So choose comfortable.
Dumb as hell. Just dumb.
Jamie Kloss was 13 years old when she went missing.
Her face
from
looks
home
photoshopped.
on the night both of her parents were discovered
Like
shot
it don't
dead.
belong on.
At 1 a.m. on Monday, October
Wait,
15th,
what? Her parents were shot dead.
A potential crime. It is possible to dial 911 accidentally, but when the person doing so is
They
found
just-
deceased,
Like,
most
come on
people would
now.
suggest that is
Common
a
sense would
coincidence
tell you that
too
that
far.
is not an accidental
Janina's
death.
family is still searching.
They ruled it an accidental death because they don't know. They don't know. They can't do their job. They can't find who killed her. So they ruled it an accident.
Searching for answers.
Dumb.
Jamie Kloss was 13 years old when she went missing from her home on the night both of her parents were discovered shot dead. At 1 a.m. on Monday, October 15, 2018, a 911 call was made from Denise Kloss's phone. All the dispatcher could hear was a disturbance and a lot of yelling. Investigators later said the commotion heard on the phone was very distant, as if the phone was in a hallway and the commotion was in another room. Jamie is believed to have been at home at the time of the call, but officers
She probably
arrived
made the
less
call.
than 5 minutes later and found both parents dead inside the residence, and their daughter was nowhere to be found.
She probably shot him and dipped.
Police didn't find the murder weapon in the home, but
'Cause she
they
shot
did
him and
find
dipped.
Jamie's cell phone, meaning they could not use it to trace her whereabouts. By 3:30 p.m., a nationwide Amber Alert was put out on Jamie. Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald said that Jamie was considered a missing and endangered child, and authorities don't see any involvement from Jamie in her parents' deaths.
But she
A week
did.
later, police in Miami received a report from someone who believed they saw Jamie in their area Monday afternoon, in a black Ford Explorer with two well-dressed, bearded men. However, the FBI followed up on the tip, and it was seen as not credible. Officials searched the area around the Kloss home, deploying drones and infrared equipment in the hunt for Jamie. The FBI offered a $25,000 reward for information on her whereabouts, and the Kloss parents' former employer added $50,000 to that. So far, over 1,000 tips have come in, but none of these efforts have advanced the case. Trying to piece together the shocking events, the Kloss's neighbor Joan Smracker said in an interview with the Daily Mail that she and her husband heard 2 gunshots about 20 minutes before the 911 call was made, but thought it was a hunter. Jamie's Aunt Jennifer told reporters she and her family...
Alright, so my thinking was that the little girl shot him and dipped, right? But then she's saying that they heard 2 shots before the 911 call was made. So maybe it was like somebody came in, you know what I'm saying, to rob him or whatever. They having an argument and shit. They end up shooting the parents. And the little girl called 911. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, the people probably one person shot the parent. You know what I'm saying? One person got nervous and shit. Pow, pow. Then the other person start arguing like, man, why you killing me shit? So while they arguing, the little girl called 911. They realized they took him with her. You know what I'm saying? Took her with them. What the fuck I said before?
Who would want to do this to the Kloss family?
That's
the
crazy.
Puzzling part, she said. Every day and every night,
they probably came to rob him. It was probably some tweakers.
Horrifying thing to them. I just have no answers. There are several theories as to who would want to kill a supposedly blameless couple and kidnap their young daughter. Some people believe that Jamie could have met a man online who shot her parents when they tried to stop her from leaving with him. But
that's another one.
investigators have explicitly said they ruled out Jamie as a suspect. Besides, many people claim that
it's not that she's a suspect, it's that she probably didn't even know dude was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? He probably was on some crazy shit and ended up being some crazy serial killer or some perverted stalker, you know, who came in. You know, she thought it was going to be somebody her age and ended up being some old dude. And then he killed her parents and took her. That's fucked up. It's crazy people like that in this world.
As a very close, happy family unit.
It's fucked up, bro.
Some speculate the incident was a drug-related hit, meant to be for someone else. There is another theory that her father, James, a quiet, reclusive man, had a secret which was the reason behind this tragedy. But as the police investigation continues to turn over their lives and doesn't unearth any hidden vices, that angle seems unlikely too. In a bizarre and shocking turn of events, 2 weeks after Jamie was reported missing, a 32-year-old man named Kyle Jenke Annis broke into the Kloss family home and stole some of Jamie's clothing, including some underwear. He worked at the same Jenny O turkey store as Jamie's parents, though denied knowing them, and had only recently been released on a bond for another separate burglary charge. He was swiftly caught, and although his actions were criminal and extremely suspicious, he was cleared of any involvement in the murder/kidnapping. The most concrete leads...
Because they didn't find no evidence. They didn't find no murder weapon. They didn't find shit.
In the case are 2 vehicles that were spotted near the Kloss home at the time of Jamie's disappearance, caught on CCTV from nearby businesses. Barron County Sheriff Fitzgerald set up a tip line for anyone with information about either.
So what is that? A red orange Dodge Challenger 28. Damn, y'all couldn't narrow it down anymore? 2008 to 2014. Then you got a black Acura MDX 2004 to 2010. That's 6-year difference. You know how cars change within those years? Black Ford Edge 2006 to 2010. Like, come on.
Of these cars. Jamie Kloss has been missing for over 80 days. She's listed on the FBI's most wanted list, and the hunt for her continues.
Wait, that was in
What's
2018.
the biggest lie these
You talking about
and their
80
flashy
days
Lambos
as well.
tell you about earning a living
3
online?
years?
Besides the fact that it's probably a rental. It's simple.
Hey everyone, while this video was being edited, it came to our attention that Jamie has been found miraculously alive on Thursday, January 10th, 2019 in Gordon, Wisconsin.
That's
a town
dope.
about 66 miles north of where she was last seen 3 months ago. Local teacher
Okay.
Jeannie Nutter was walking her dog
So
when
what
Jamie
happened to her,
approached
though?
her and asked for help. Miss Nutter said that Jamie was skinny, dirty, and wearing shoes too large for her feet. They rushed to a neighbor's home to call 911, and a suspect was taken into custody about 10 minutes after the authorities arrived, thanks to a description Jamie gave of his car. 21-year-old Jake Thomas Patterson is being held on 2 counts of first-degree homicide and 1 count of kidnapping, while Jamie was taken straight to hospital. And we hope that in time, she makes a full physical and emotional
That's dope.
recovery from her ordeal.
So it turned out to be see, what happened was, I think I know what happened, bro. I'm not even going, she was talking to dude online, or she even actually probably could have been talking to him. He probably lied about his age, said he was younger or whatever because he's a short little dude or some shit, right? So boom, they texting or whatever, he come meet up, and then he come in the house or whatever, and the parents is like, nah, this nigga is like 30 something, whatever the fuck, however the fuck old he was too old for her, basically. And he was like, nah, and so he shot him, and he took her. Cause he a fucking nut. People do dumb shit, bro. Beware who you talking to. Beware who you talking to online, bro. Not everybody is who they say they is. A lot of people out here capping. A lot of people out here doing some scandalous, dangerous shit, man. A lot of people ain't out here trying to do you no good. So be careful, y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.